Hello and welcome to Eli's regular game show. And this week, for our first week, we'll have a brand new guest, which will probably be the same guest the whole time. This week, our guest is Tyler. Tyler!
Sorry. Hi.
Here, I can take this very nice coat for you.
Thank you.
Gently place it over there. All right. And today, I had to make a game. Here. Take this ball that might be used by a dog.
Okay.
And you're going to shoot it into this cup from my actual job. That's it. That's the whole game. You just got to shoot it in there for a prize.
What prize?
You'll find out. On go. All you have to do is shoot in there. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, come on. You had all week. I'm sorry. Good. All right. You had all week to do this.
Can I go?
Do I have to wait? Go. Just go. No. Here.
I'm sorry.
Here. Here. All right. All right.
You got it?
No.
You want me to do it?
Here. Yeah, you got it. All right. Hold.
I'm holding.
3, 2, 1. Oh. Yes!
Let's go!
Let's go! Oh. Ooh, you're our first winner.
First.
Ooh. Now we need a prize. A prize. Shoot. Here's your prize.
Hey!
Don't mind that it's your own coat there.
No, I don't mind it. I think it's great.
Yeah. And that'll be it for this week's performance.
Hi, and welcome to Pulling on Plastic. I'm your host, Bill. What I'll be talking about is indoor rock climbing, specifically bouldering. And I'll show you some of the equipment and tell you a little bit, a video you could watch. So first, when you go into a climbing gym for your first time, they will show you around, give you a tour of the facility. The first thing you'll see is a large wall, like 40 feet high maybe, sometimes higher, sometimes a little lower. And it'll have ropes. That's the rope climbing area where you can auto belay, which is ropes that are weighted so you don't need anyone to help you out. Other ropes that are just hanging there freely. That's for top roping, which is someone pulls you, essentially. And then there's just carabiners in the wall that you clip into. That's called lead climbing. And then you go to another section which has shorter walls that might be 15 feet high with about a foot mat, a mat that's about a foot thick. That's the bouldering section. That's what I'll be talking about. So first thing you'll need if you want to get really into it is a pair of climbing shoes. This is a flat pair. It's going to be more like what you wear in street. When you wear these, you want them a snug fit, but not a tight fit. And they're good for your first time. They're comfortable. And then as you progress, you might go for an aggressive pair, which has a huge downturn. And often it'll curve towards your big toe. So these are really uncomfortable. And also you'll notice on this part, they have, on the toe, they have some more rubber. That is for toe hooking, which is putting your foot against the wall or another climbing hold to keep you secure. Because this rubber on the sole is sticky, so you can stick to various parts of the climbing wall. And then the next thing, and probably my favorite part, is chalk and chalk bags. So when you go wall climbing, you have a chalk bag like this. You can use a strap that goes around your waist or hook it onto your harness, which I did not bring with me today. And there's also a brush for cleaning chalk off of the holds so it's not as sticky or slippery. And then for bouldering, you have one of these, which is a bouldering bucket. It's bigger, and because you have less area to climb, you don't need to bring your chalk bag with you. And where was I going? Oh yeah, also the types of chalk, you can use liquid chalk, which I often use for like a base layer. And there's block chalk, which is just a block that you kind of scrape the chalk off into your bag. And there's my favorite type, which is loose chalk. It's very similar to what you see gymnasts use or power lifters. And what it does is it dries out your hands so you have enough friction between your hands and the hold that you're using so you don't slip as easily. And let's see. For me, I personally like to use the base layer of liquid chalk and then a mixture of fine powder chalk and chunky, which is chunky and you can just break it up and roll it on your hands. And let's see. Yeah, and oh my God, where is it? So for bouldering or climbing in general, when you climb, you want to use this part of your foot so you can pivot on the hold easy, and it also gives you a lot more friction between. So if you go here, you're stuck, and your foot has a better chance of sliding off, though as you'll see in this video coming up, my feet do slide off as well, which I guess we could roll the video. After that. So that was the video. That's basically how you would climb a boulder. That's on the easier end, the more beginner route. And I guess to end, if you're interested in climbing and seeing other more expert climbers, a video series I recommend is called Real Rock. That's R-E-E-L Rock. And you can get it for free if you download the Red Bull app. And it's a series of about 10 seasons so far of climbers just experiencing climbs they've been working their lives on, or interesting things to do with the climbing community. Like one of my favorites in that series is called United States of Joes. It's about how a group of climbers, by bouldering in an area, saved a dying community. It's just an incredible story. That's all I have for today. Thank you, and enjoy your day.
Hello, my name is Fuchi, and today I'll be showing you some CDs that I own. For this episode, I'm going to be showing you Tyler the Creator CDs. So, the first one I'm going to show you is Goblin, released in, I think, 2011, and this is the front. So, and here's the back. And if we open it, here is the disc inside. And if you take this out, CDs usually come with booklets in them, like this one right here. There's a few weird images in here, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. And the next one I'll be showing is his second album, Wolf, released in 2013. Here's the front, and here's the back. And if we open it, it's like this. And here's the disc. Then, here is the book. Usually in these books, it's just the lyrics to the songs that are in it. So, yeah, it's not really anything cool. All right, next one, Cherry Bomb. This one was released in 2015, and here's the back. And here's the inside. And here is the disc. And this one, it's not a booklet, it's a poster. And if you open it up, you get a nice poster. And on the back, there's a bunch of lyrics. Yeah. And the next one is Flower Boy, released in 2017. Oh, here's the inside. And here's the disc, a nice little bee. This one has a booklet. It's just a bunch of lyrics again. There's the bees again. And for the final one I'm going to be showing today is Igor. Here's the back. Here's the inside. And here's the disc. And this booklet is just a bunch of lyrics again. No cool pictures, just lyrics. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tune in next week for more CDs.
Hey, welcome to No Breaks Allowed, the game show where everything is made up and the points do matter. So the goal is improv without breaking character. So starting off, we will be doing the game Change, and it is where we are tasked with a prompt and we must act through it, and somebody has control over whether or not to change the dialogue when they say change. So we'll start with our first prompt.
You are a ghost haunting a house.
A ghost haunting a house. Okay. Woo! I am Saint Augustine the Fourth, but I haunt this house specifically because... No, you're not allowed to say change, sorry. And I haunt this house specifically because my evil cat desired...
Change.
My downright devious munchkin of a kid decided that he was going to troll me by throwing a candelabra into my bed. And when it burned me alive, I cursed him. The curse that I bestowed upon him was that he shall not live past the age of 36. 74. 74 whole years. But if he ever decided to try and break the curse, he must specifically go towards one specific part of Australia. One very specific remote location inside the Bermuda Triangle. But he must only get there via surfboard.
That's it?
Now, do you know anything about surfboards?
I don't really know much, except that you gotta stand on, you gotta keep balance. You gotta fall off maybe, and
See where you're coming from?
jump back on top of it, climb your way back on. Ooh, you gotta ride those thick waves of the crashing down. Oh, that's all I know though.
Well, from my experience as a very well-known surfer, inside the 1940s, of course, everybody knows.
Everyone.
But, Saint Augustine, you must simply do a backflip every 10 minutes. Otherwise, you fall off. You don't want that to happen.
I didn't know that.
So, my mom... Scene! Okay? All right, next scene. What do we got? We have a two-person prompt.
You are stuck in an elevator with a stranger.
Stuck in an elevator with another person, huh?
Is this gonna work?
Ever been in this situation before?
Not really.
First elevator
Yeah.
that you've been stuck in?
Yeah, first time for everything, huh?
Claustrophobic?
A little bit, you know, I'm
I'm a
Well,
lot claustrophobic.
really tensing up here.
Yeah.
This fire button ain't working.
Please! I'm sorry. I don't. Is there a fire alarm button?
It's not working.
Do you have reception? Can you call somebody?
Do I? Oh, that doesn't even
No-
show.
no service?
No service for me. You got anything there?
No.
Oh. Shoot.
Jumping. Let's try jumping.
Jumping?
Yes. Shaking.
Shake.
Shake everything.
Shake all over.
Shake everything!
Move everything.
Please shake everything! Is this working?
I don't know.
Do you think there's anything else we should do? Should we try
Maybe
something?
be louder.
Louder shaking!
Louder shaking.
Shaking louder! Shaking!
Whoa.
I don't feel like
I don't-
that's changing anything.
It doesn't work.
So how long do you think we're gonna be stuck here?
That's a good question. Maybe like 30-ish years, probably.
30 years?
I don't know. It's kind of just a word I thought of. I don't know.
You know, I had an important business meeting, I swear. I swear I had an important business meeting. Did you have anything that you had to do after this that maybe the elevator would listen to?
You know, I had a meeting I was actually going
Yeah,
to
it's
as
very
well,
important. What was it about?
It was about all these,
Aldi's.
Aldi's?
Aldi's. I like Aldi's. You know, Aldi's puts me at ease a lot.
Really?
You know, when Aldi's is almost as terrifying as being stuck in an elevator. Yeah. I don't want to talk about Aldi's. Anything but that. Please tell me you had a meeting somewhere else.
Oh, I don't know. Putting those 25-cent quarters into the carts is the most scary thing I've ever had to deal with. Just losing.
And then
money
we have
at
to
that
bring them
point.
back?
Yeah. Like,
God.
you better hope I get my quarterback.
I hope. I pray against God. For God, maybe. Just anything
Maybe
but
we
all
just need to
these.
start praying.
Huh? Scene?
Oh.
Fair enough. Okay. So, vote for the first scene. Who's the preferred? Left or all in favor? Woo! First scene? Yes. All right. Second scene? Second scene? You were wholly unprepared for this. It's okay.
It's okay.
We'll move to the ending segment, and I will take my winning speech. I would like to thank everybody, including my mother, father, brother, sister, that I don't have, and of course all of my grandparents, all one of them. Yes. Thank you very much, and we'll move on to our next show segment. Yep, you're good. You can. We'll get it better next time.
I'm so sorry.
You're good, man.
welcome to Simple Sweets, where we're going to be baking or showing you how to make cookies today. Today we'll be doing chocolate toffee cookies. So the first step is going to be obviously, but you want to pull out your butter a couple hours ahead of time. I have some butter right here I pulled out last night, so it's plenty softened, because otherwise if you're trying to work with cold butter, it'll be very difficult and won't go well for you. And you don't want to work with melted butter because it will not, you won't get the same result. So you want to make sure you have nice softened butter. You also want to make sure you have unsalted butter. Usually a recipe will just state butter. You want to make sure it's unsalted, because unsalted you can work with more exactly, as baking is a science, and so you want precision in everything you do. So right here I'm just adding sugar to the butter. This is what you call creaming the butter. This is just essentially combining both parts equally. Usually you'd want to use a stand mixer. I do not have one of those with me today, so I'm doing it by hand. This just gives you a little bit of a workout. So you just want to make sure that the butter and sugar are fully incorporated together. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a workout, trying to combine these two. But end result will be, if you're using a stand mixer, you want fluffy, kind of, if you were beating egg whites, you want like a Cool Whip almost kind of texture. But today we will just settle for combining the two, making sure that the sugar is fully mixed in. And once we're done, you get almost like a paste, kind of Play-Doh-y right now. If I were to keep mixing it, you'd get more of a whipped kind of texture, incorporating a bunch of air into the mixture. But next we're going to add our liquids. So in this case I have a little bit of egg, vanilla extract, and rum for extra flavor. Now the alcohol will cook off because, I mean, vanilla extract is another common ingredient in most things. If you can make your own, I'd recommend it. All you need is a jar, like a mason jar, vanilla beans, and vodka. And you just combine those three things, let them sit for a couple months, and you have vanilla extract. So you have your own fresh stuff to work with. So now we have our liquids fully combined with our sugar mixture. So now we want to work on incorporating our dry ingredients. These you want to sift to get all the clumps out. And you're going to add the dry into the wet. So right here I have flour, salt, cocoa powder, and baking soda. And these all will help make our cookies. Give it, turn it into the actual dough part. So we just mix this in. This is going to be a very thick dough. Normally, some doughs are a little wetter. They have like milk in them, water, oil, stuff like that. This is going to turn out very dense, but that's just how we want it. And you just keep mixing it in. Even if it looks a little dry, it'll just keep working it in, and eventually you will end up with your cookie dough. So we're just going to combine these two. Just keep stirring, and eventually you end up with a nice thick batter. Now, once these are fully combined, we're going to add our toffee. So in this case, I have pre-broken toffee bits. These are usually just Heath bars. You can buy pre-broken, or you can buy the whole cookie bars and break them. This is like the fun part. If you're like a kid helping out in the kitchen, you get to smash up the cookie bars. But in this case, I just have pre-bought, pre-crushed mix. And you just stir this in. This recipe also, usually you use almond slices as well as a nice counterpart to the toffee. Usually I don't actually add the almonds because we forget to buy them. So in this case, it's just going to be the toffee and the actual cookie dough. And then you just fully mix that in. You don't want like huge clumps. You want evenly incorporated throughout. And at this point, if you hadn't already, you'd want your oven preheated. This recipe, you do it at 350, but other recipes can vary, 400, but 350 is a common temp because it's nice and low, and you don't want to overcook your cookies. And once you're at this point, you can take a cookie scoop, or a tablespoon is about the same size as a typical cookie scoop, and you can dole out your cookie dough onto a baking sheet. You don't want to overcrowd it. Typically, I do like 6 cookies per sheet, so you want to make sure you have plenty of time to actually cook all your batches of cookies. But you put them on the sheet. This recipe, you bake them for 11 minutes, and when they're done, it can be kind of hard to tell since they're chocolate and they're already dark, So you want to check, make sure the edges of the cookies are kind of crisped and the centers are cracking a little bit on top. And then once they're done, you pull them out of the oven. And they turn out like this. Nice, thin, crispy toffee chocolate cookies. And that is how, that's all. That's how you make them. So.
Hello, my name is Alec Johnson, and welcome to the first episode of the Music Outcast Adventure. Today I will be explaining this amazing painting that my friend Jen painted for me for one of my songs. I'll be talking about the inspiration, how the song came to be, all that stuff. So when I first started out, the idea for this song, I wanted to make it a little different song. I wanted to be more experimental with it. So I decided to listen to one of my favorite artists called Kevin Max, and the specific song I listened to is called The Imposter Song, which is about kind of deconstructing and finding out who you are as a person. So that's what I wanted to do with this song, and with the Imposter Tale song, I decided to be, like I say, a little more experimental. I went with metal rock point of view, and kind of explained a little bit what kind of compared the two of my song with Kevin Max's song, which is pretty interesting. And this painting kind of outlines that. If you listen to the song, I don't really know how to explain it. It's a really cool painting. If you listen to the song and look at this cover, you probably get a little more understanding of what the song was about. The Imposter Tale song, like I said, is about finding out who you are, finding yourself in this world we live in, and trying to cope with the world. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining the first episode of the Music Outcast Adventure, and thank you for joining the show. Tune in next time to see more.